Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for our Women with Heart online session. Today is going to be another one of our live exercise classes, and today's class will be a yoga class. For the session today, you will require a chair that has a back, a mat or towel, a water bottle, and if you are able to, then one of either a scarf or a strap, a stiff TheraBand, maybe a tie, any of those would be helpful as well for today's class. So while I'm going through these opening slides, if you don't have all of those things, maybe you can quickly gather those up before we get started with our yoga class this morning. So Maria Ricupero will be leading our yoga class this morning. And if you tuned in back in April, I believe it was, for one of our first Women with Heart online, you would have heard Maria speak about the health at every size. So we're really excited for today's yoga class with Maria. So before we get started, a few ground rules. These sessions are for education only. Please connect with your healthcare provider for specific advice about your situation. Maria will answer questions generally at the end of today's session, not personally. So feel free to type in any questions at the end if you have any. And if we don't get to all the questions today, I will post them online with the recording of today's session. Quick disclaimer, these exercises are designed for those who are part of a rehab program. If you're not part of a program, please feel free to watch the video first or watch today's session first, then talk to your doctor about it and ensure that your doctor is okay with you proceeding. You can come back to watch the recorded version later. I will post it online later today or early tomorrow morning. And when you do the exercises, you should not feel pain anywhere. Reminder, before you start doing any exercises today, you need to ask yourself, have you been feeling well this past week? You should be free from chest pain, shortness of breath, and dizziness. Did you take all of your medications today? And is your blood sugar at a safe level for exercise?
Thanks, Lisa. Okay, fabulous. So it is great to be here once again. I always love coming back to cardiac rehab, even if it is virtual right now. So welcome, everyone. I am, as you know, as Lisa had mentioned, my name is Maria Ricupero. I am a certified yoga instructor and a registered dietitian. So today we're going to be focusing on a number of different postures for this yoga session. Many of you may be new at this. Many of you may be regular, frequent yoga practitioners. So I'm going to try to give something for everybody here, and I'll offer lots of options, and you can take or leave whatever works best for you. Just to give you an idea of what today's going to look like in the 45 minutes that we have together, we're going to start off slowly with a very brief meditation. Just connecting with our breath, because that is a huge part of yoga. In fact, to me, that's what differentiates a yoga practice from a regular exercise practice or routine. And then from there, we'll focus on some stretching to help with flexibility. We'll focus on posture, because that's always a very important thing, particularly as we get older. And then from there, we will move to most of our exercises or our postures will be on a chair. So as Lisa mentioned, you will need a chair with a back. You will need a mat. So make sure that chair stays on the mat to avoid any slippage, because we don't want to promote any accidents or falling. From our seated postures, we will stand and we will do a few standing postures that focus on strength, building strength, and of course, balance, because that's another area of deep concern, I think, as we get older and just in general. Okay, having said that, make your way on your chair. Now to start, as I mentioned, you will need a chair with a back. Because we're starting off with a brief meditation, you can opt to place a pillow, if you have a pillow, on the back of your chair so that you can lean into it. I want you to be comfortable, so that's the main thing. Or if you want to start off, I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. You can start by having your knees bent at a 90-degree angle. Be near the edge of your chair, sitting up tall. So lifting up out of your low back, opening up the chest, shoulders back. You can start off here. If this starts to get tiring for yourself, you can always then shift and lean back into your chair. Depending on how you feel today, if you prefer to start that way by leaning back, that's also available to you. And one last reminder before we start. I really think it's important that in a yoga practice, you really check in with yourself. I'll help along the way to give you these reminders and cues. But if at any time there's any one posture that is just not working for you, it doesn't feel safe, you're finding it difficult, give yourself permission to come out of it, okay? Really important to honor where you're at, and there are no rules. You don't need to be anywhere, okay, in particular. So again, I will read along the way, but please check in with yourselves and know where you're at. All right, wherever you are, focus on your feet. Make sure that your feet, even if you are leaning back in your chair, are planted firmly on the floor. And then you can just relax once they're there, but you want the complete sole of your foot on the mat. Allow your hands to rest wherever is comfortable. So somewhere on your lap, the palms can be up or down, whatever feels intuitive. For a moment here, take an inhale through the nose or mouth, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. On the exhale, take the shoulders back and down. Keep the chest open. Shoulders are broad. Feel free to close your eyes or keep a soft gaze if that feels better. Take a moment here and just rock forward and back. And as you lean back, feel those bones in your glutes as you root down through the chair, and just keep moving forward and back. And now move from side to side, feeling more of the weight on one side as you lean and then the other. And now find center and pause. Let's take a moment here. Just allow your breath to be natural. Resisting the urge to try to change it or manipulate it in any way. See if you can be an observer. Just following the natural rise of your inhale and exhales. And just notice in your mind's eye, particularly if your eyes are closed, just get a sense of your surroundings. So noticing the temperature in your room, how it feels against your skin, noticing the floor beneath you, the stickiness of your mat. Maybe tuning into some of the vibrations or sounds around you. And now coming back to the breath. So if it feels easier to inhale and exhale through the mouth, by all means, do so. Otherwise, just let your belly be soft. Let the breath be natural. And if you find that difficult, then just observe what it is that you're experiencing, because it can be sometimes a frustrating practice just to do that. So just know that that is common, and see if you can relax into that just even a little, or even just entertaining the idea. And now, wherever you are, exhale all your air. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Make a sigh. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, release. Come back to regular breathing. From here, if the eyes are closed, open them. Lift your gaze. All right. So keeping your feet planted on the mat. We're going to open the feet a little bit wider, so maybe a little wider than hip distance. Place your hands on your thighs. On the inhale, we're going to lean forward, press your palms into your thighs. As you lean forward, take the chest forward, shoulder blades reach for one another. Exhale, push away from your thighs, rounding the back. Now we're just starting, so be gentle with these movements. The back might be a bit stiff. Inhale, coming forward, shoulder blades, reach them toward one another, really stick that chest out. Exhale, round the back. I'm going to turn so you can see what this looks like. Inhale, leaning forward, send the chest forward, stick your glutes out behind you. Exhale, draw the low belly in, maybe drop the head and round the back. Keep going, move at your own pace. Time your movements with your breath. So every time you come forward, that's an inhale. Every time you take it back, that's an exhale. If you're doing the opposite, that's okay too. The main thing is that you're breathing. All right. Take one more round. And then we'll pause in seated position, standing tall, or sitting tall, I should say. So again, if you find this hard, just think about sending your glutes behind you, like you're sticking your glutes out behind you. That will allow you to find that lift. Shoulders back, and now relax the shoulders, okay? From here, we're gonna take the right ear to the right shoulder, just dropping the head off to the side. Pause, allow yourself to arrive here. Notice how that left shoulder wants to creep up. So let the arm be heavy, maybe even just let it hang. So left arm hangs. Now imagine there's a string, the top of your head, and someone is gently pulling, directing the top of your head downward. I'm gonna give a lot of cues. I tend to give a lot of cues in my classes. Take it or leave it, okay? In your mind's eye, take your attention to the midpoint here on the left side neck. And from this place, think about reaching it up toward the ceiling. It's not a big movement, but the sensation that you feel in your body can be quite different. Sometimes, oftentimes that deepens the stretch. And now turn your gaze to the floor. Roll the head, chin across the front body, over to the left side, pause, turn your gaze forward. Now the left ear is directed toward your left shoulder. And once again, allow that right arm just to hang. Allow that right shoulder to be heavy, lifting up out of the mid side neck here and allowing the top of the head just to drip down. Send your chest forward slightly. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Turn your gaze to the floor once again. Roll the chin down forward. Come to center. Pause here. Inhale. Pick up the head. Look up. Prevent dumping your head all the way back. Exhale, lower. Keep going. Inhale, take the gaze up. Exhale, lower. The whole time we're doing this, continue to breathe in and out through the nose or mouth, whatever makes sense. But sit tall and slightly gently draw the low belly in. So we're working the core. A couple more times. Again, really focusing in on your breath. Inhale, exhale. Last time. Inhale and exhale. Lifting up, pausing here. Very nice. Okay. With your left hand, grab hold of the side of your chair. Okay? Just like so. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, lean into that left hand as you take the right arm over to the left side. Only go as far as is comfortable for your neck or shoulder. So it doesn't have to be a deep bend, okay? So use the left hand to support you. Root down through that right sit bone, your right glute. Sometimes it wants to lift as we're leaning. So keep it still. Stay on the chair and reach from the right side body. That's it. Now notice how again that right shoulder wants to creep up. Drop the right shoulder blade down your back. And if it means it feels better to bend the arm this way, then do so. Or another option is to keep your right hand on your waist. Stay here and keep reaching to the right from the right side body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach up to come up. Exhale, lower the arm. With your right hand, grab hold of the chair on the side. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, lean over to the right side. Again, you have the option to keep the left hand on your waist if that feels better, or you can keep it at a 90 degree. Okay, so a few options here. Of course, extending the arm out to straight is going to give you a deeper stretch, but it doesn't mean you're not feeling a stretch by keeping your hand on your waist. What is important though is that your foundation is strong. Your foundation is whatever is touching a surface. So feet are firmly rooted on the mat. Your glutes stay on the chair. Drop that left shoulder blade down your back if you have the arm lifted. Keep breathing, keep reaching the side body out to the left side. And all of us can do that no matter where we are. Inhale. Exhale. If these stretches are too long, if we're holding them too long, give yourself permission to come out of them. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Beautiful work. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Reach up to come up. Exhale here. Very nice. Just wiggle the shoulders. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, now we're going to come into a spinal twist. So we're going to twist to the right side. The right hand is either going to be behind us, grabbing hold of the seat of the chair in the back, or at the top. It's going to be a little bit deeper for you if you are grabbing the top of your chair. I'm just going to turn around so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. And then the left hand is going to come either on the thigh or the knee. Wherever you are, again, feet stay stationary. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, draw the low belly in and see if you can twist to the right. Your gaze can be over your right shoulder. If that is too much strain on the neck, just look off to the side. Keep breathing. Drop the shoulders, so relax the shoulders. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that same rhythm of breath. Oftentimes people will ask, well, how do I know if, I'm in a position that's not quite right for me? And oftentimes it's our breath. Take one more breath in, exhale here and release. I'm just going to turn my seat back around. And I want to give a little more description as to what I was talking about here. So if at any time your breath feels compromised in any position, let's come into our twist on the left side. Inhale, big reach of the arms. Exhale, this time we're going to twist to the left side. Right hand on left knee or thigh, and then the right hand can either grab hold of the side of the chair, the back, or the top. So you can experiment. Find the position that works. Wherever you are, you should be able to breathe in and out through the nose or mouth with ease. So if you're feeling that all of a sudden, if you're twisting too deeply and your breath is now becoming more shallow, or you're holding your breath, that's a pretty good indication that maybe you're taking it too far. So back it up. Doesn't mean you're not getting the benefits of the pose. Take one more inhale. Exhale here and release. Very nice, everybody. I'm just going to back up so that my feet are on the screen and you can see what is happening. Okay, so from here now, we are going to slightly step the feet forward. Okay, hands on our thighs. Once again, we're going to lean forward. So it doesn't matter if your elbows bend, that's okay. What you do want to focus on, your shoulders will shrug here, is the pressing down of your palms onto your thighs. And now we're going to come down onto our right forearm. Okay. Now with that left hand, gently direct that left thigh away from you. Breathe, open up the chest. Staying here if you're feeling enough of a stretch. The key here is keep breathing, and every exhale, try and release in the lower left back. Option, as I mentioned, to stay here, or if you want to take it a little further, reach the left arm out, shoulder height. Again, the idea here is opening up the chest, maybe straightening the right arm, and then you have the option to lift the left arm up a little higher. Now, as you do so, stay rooted down through that left sit bone. Another option is to take your left hand to your shoulder. Breathe. Inhale, send the chest forward. Exhale, maybe take the gaze up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale here. Let's take our left forearm to the left thigh. Pause. Inhale, send the chest forward. Exhale, open up the chest. Inhale, option to stay here or reach the right arm up, shoulder height. Exhale here. Inhale, maybe straightening the left arm. And as you do so, feel a bit of resistance between the left arm and the inner left thigh. So you're opening up in this area here, in the groin area. Breathe. And if you like, you can reach the right arm up to straight, but root that right sit bone down onto the chair. Inhale, relax the face. Exhale, relax the neck, relax the jaw. Take one more breath. Inhale, full exhale here. Next inhale, reach up to come up and back to seated. Heel toe, the feet in. Inhale, interlace your fingers around the shin. Exhale, pause here. If this isn't working for you, you have the option to interlace your hands underneath your thigh, so holding onto the hamstring, okay? Breathe. Again, there's a tendency for us to lean back in our chair, right? You want to pick yourself up. So even if it means you need to lower the leg a bit more, really focus on the spine here. Tall spine, shoulders back. When we can sit up tall like this, it makes breathing easier because we're not collapsing, right? And then release. Other side. Inhale, draw the left thigh in. Exhale, pause. So again, you have the option to interlace the hands behind the thigh, holding on to the left hamstring. Send the chest forward. Breathe. Drop the shoulders. Notice if there's tension being created anywhere else, and try and find some ease. And then release. We're going to do that again. We're going to pick up the pace a bit. Once again, move at your own pace, okay? Time your movements with your breath. Inhale, draw the thigh in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time, both sides. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Very nice, everyone. All right, we're going to come into a seated, what's called a seated vinyasa. All right, sun salutation. Of course, it's going to look a little different from when we do this standing. I'll show you what we're doing first, and then we can all join in together, okay? Inhale, we reach the arms up, sit up tall, maybe look up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward all the way down. We're going to sweep the floor with our hands. Inhale, lift up, hands on the thighs, reach the chest forward, shoulder blades track toward one another. Exhale, we're rounding the back, coming into cat pose. Inhale, up, exhale, release. Okay, I'm going to guide you through that. If coming all the way down is not working for you, because sometimes we can feel dizzy by, bowing forward and lifting up, just go halfway. So it looks like this. Inhale, come join me. Exhale, hands on the thighs. Inhale, send the chest forward. Exhale, round the back. Inhale up. Exhale to seated. Make sense? Let's keep it going. Okay, I'll turn to the side so you can see. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, either coming all the way down or halfway. Inhale, hands to thighs, chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, rounding out the spine. Inhale, up. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Inhale, send the chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, up. Exhale here. Last one. Inhale, big reach. Exhale, folding forward, sweep the floor. Exhale, hands on thighs, chest forward. And take it back. And coming up to seated. Very nice. Okay. So from here, we're going to do some work for the ankles and the hamstring. We're going to do some stretches here. This is where if you have a strap or a TheraBand, long towel, keep it handy. Okay, so just place it on your lap to start. If you don't have one, not the end of the world. I will provide some guidance all the same. So make sure again that you are near the edge of your chair so that you can sit up tall and your feet are flat on the mat. Okay, from here we're going to drag the right heel away from you. Okay, like so. Okay, I'm just going to adjust myself here so you can see. Now, keeping that leg straight, from here, inhale, once again, pick up out of the low back. On the exhale, draw the belly in and start to hinge. As you come forward, lead with the chest, keep the shoulders back. Once your shoulders round like this, or we're leading with the head, we're kind of losing the essence of the pose, okay? So focusing on posture, we're coming forward. It never matters how far forward one can fold, bend, doesn't matter. What matters is what is happening for you in your body. So what are you feeling? Myself here, even though you may think I'm more upright, and I am, I'm actually still feeling a stretch in my hamstring. So I'm going to pause here. So know what it feels like in your body. As long as you're feeling some kind of sensation that you can continue to breathe in and out through the nose or mouth, pause there. If you have a strap or something close to that, you can place it around the ball of the foot, hold on to it with your right hand, place your left hand on the left thigh, and continue to bow and lean, hinge toward the thigh. Now the key here is root down through that right heel. Having a slight bend in the right knee can be safe. You don't want to hyperextend the knee here. Focus on your breath. Inhale, exhale. Every exhale, wherever you're feeling tightness or pulling, that's an opportunity to find a little more release. And you might find the longer we're here, hey, I can walk my hands a little further down the strap. Maybe you're hinging a little bit more toward the thigh. Maybe, maybe not, doesn't matter. What matters is, again, what you're experiencing and noticing in your body and breathing into those tight spots. Take one more round of breath. Inhale, full exhale here. And inhale, come on up. Exhale, release. We're going to do the other side now. Okay, so to start, send that left heel away from you, straightening out the left leg. If you'd like, you can place the strap around the foot. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, once again, leaning, hinging toward the left thigh. So your right forearm or hands can be on the right thigh, and now holding on to the strap if you're using one with your left hand can also help. Keeping a slight bend in that left knee is important so you're not hyperextending, okay, and root down through that left heel. Inhale, exhale. Notice how one side feels compared to the other. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to show you on this side. Inhale and exhale. A few more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. And slowly come up and release. Nice work. Okay, set your strap aside. Take a moment here and just bring the knees in together and then fan them open. Just windshield wipering the knees. And as we do this, focus on your feet. See if you can come on to the outer edges and then the inner edges of your feet as you do this. So we're lubricating the ankles. We're also lubricating the hips here as we do this. Okay? Pause, heel toe the feet in. And now we're going to come to standing. With your chair, you have two options. If you find, again, dizziness is an issue, forward folds are a bit challenging, turn your chair so that you have the back end facing you. I'm just going to adjust my screen here so that my head doesn't get cut off. Okay. All right. Otherwise, if you are okay with forward folds, turn your chair around. And we're going to use the seat. Okay. So, a couple of things here. To start, actually, I'm just going to turn my chair around, but you have that option, okay? So placing your hands on the chair, take a moment here, be about a foot away from the chair, bring your feet together. So big toes together, keep a space between your heels, holding onto the chair, take a small step back with the right foot. Plant that right heel down onto the mat. Take another step back. If it's available to you, take another step back. And now bend into that left knee. Keep the back leg straight. Keep the heel on the mat and maybe turn the right foot on a 45-degree angle. Okay? So deep bend into that left knee. Now, as you bend into that left knee, make sure that knee isn't coming in toward the center. So direct it toward the pinky toe. It's not a big movement, but we want to protect the knee. Keep rooting down through the outer edge of the right foot. Breathe. Now squeeze that right glute. Make it work. Can you bend a little more? Think about sending the tailbone down toward the mat and notice the sensations that come up, what you feel. Option to stay here, or on the inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left side. Exhale, lower. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, pause here. So option to continue alternating, or next inhale, maybe lifting the left arm up, maybe bringing the hands together. If that creates any tension in your neck or shoulders, separate the arms, and can you bend a little more into that left knee? 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Nice work, everybody. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Lower the hands down if they're lifted. Straighten the front leg and heel toe, the back foot in, and then stepping forward. Nice work. Other side. So standing about a foot away from your chair. Inhale, step back. Take a small step back with the left foot. Exhale here. Inhale, take another step back. Exhale. If this is where you want to stay, do so. Maybe just scooch the right toes forward a bit more. Otherwise, another inhale, step the foot back even more. Turn the left foot on a 45-degree angle. Make sure the outer edge of that back foot stays on the mat. And now from this place, bend into that right knee. Any amount. As you bend, pay attention to that knee. It wants to come into the center. Protect the knee by directing it toward either the second toe. I like actually giving the cue to point it toward the pinky toe, even though it's not going to go there. But the idea is get it away from the middle, okay? Settle in. Keep the back leg as straight as you can get it. Squeeze that glute. Make it work. Lots of muscle there. Now send the tailbone down toward the mat. Feel the stretch, the groin area, the hip flexors here. Notice your breath. Has anything changed? Right? If your breath is compromised in any way, maybe ease up a little bit. Okay? Creating that body awareness. Breathe. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, lower. Keep going. Inhale, right side. Exhale. Inhale, left side. Exhale. Next time, inhale, right side. Keep it up. Exhale here. Continue to alternate with your arms one at a time if that feels better for you. Otherwise, next inhale, option to reach the left arm up. Exhale, can you bend a little more? Warrior one. Option to bring the hands together, or again, keep them apart. Keep wrapping that left hip forward. Keep the back leg straight. Focus on your breath, and as best you can, relax the shoulders. So much to think about. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Lower the hands down. Straighten the front leg. And then heel toe, the back foot in, and then stepping forward. Shake out the legs. Notice what you notice. I'm feeling a nice opening here in the groin area. Okay, just shake out the legs. Now we're going to come into a balanced posture. Or, I mean, one can look at those warrior poses as being a balanced posture as well. They definitely build strength. So holding on to the high end of, or the back of your chair, be about 2 feet away. Actually, measure it so that your hand can be on the chair so that if you need to grab onto it, you can do so securely, but you don't want to be so close to it like this. Okay, so if you can find some extension, full extension in the arm. I'm starting off with the right side. So starting off with your feet about hip distance apart, maybe even a little closer. Take a moment here, root down through the toes, especially the pinky toe. Press it down into the mat. Press the heels into the mat, and in your mind's eye, try and lift up through your inner arches. This too can be a task in and of itself, right? Our feet oftentimes are so neglected. So doing this work to try to activate those muscles in the arches can be very important. Now, contract your quads. So think about squeezing your legs. Relax the glutes. Send the tailbone down toward the mat. These are all slight actions, so you're not going to see big movements, but again, the sensations you feel can be quite profound. Draw the belly in gently. So you're keeping the integrity in the core, but you should still be able to breathe. Okay? One hand, again, the right hand is on the back of the chair. The left hand, take it to your waist. Reach the crown of the head up toward the sky and slightly bring your chin back so that your neck is in line with your spine. Right? There's a tendency for us to lean like this, right? Especially if we're on computers a lot. So take the head, the back of the head, so that the top of the head is stacked over your shoulders. Okay? Breathe. Now, we're coming into tree pose. So, few options. Number one, take your right toes to the mat and press the heel against the inner left shin. Now, notice if you're leaning to the left, pick yourself up. So, squeeze that left glute, press down and up through that left heel. The core needs to work here, so keep yourself compact, drawing everything into the center. Option, again, this is option one, keeping the toes on the mat. Option two is picking up the foot and pressing it against the inner left shin. Option three would be to take the foot high on the thigh. Wherever you are, the work is the same. Okay, so I'm going to come back to the first option. Wherever you are, as I mentioned, the work is the same. So direct that right knee, that right thigh away from you. That alone can create a sensation in the body. Feel what you feel. Notice what you're noticing. Check in. Is there any tension in the face, shoulders? Try and find ease there. Keep the core intact. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that same rhythm of breath. I'm going to give you a few other cues. Take it or leave it. Staying here, or notice the grip that you have on the chair. Sometimes we're holding on for dear life, right? So try and find some ease here. Maybe opening up the hand so that the palm is resting softly on the top of the chair. And then maybe coming to one finger, two fingers, maybe lifting the hand just for a few seconds and then lowering it. Okay, so challenge yourself. Test the balance. Shaking, wobbling is good, means you're working those tiny muscles around the ankle. The other option, if you're pretty comfortable here, is to raise the right arm up. You have the option to keep the elbow bent, shoulder height, or lift it, and then maybe lifting the left arm up. Palms can come together or keep them apart. The idea here is drop the shoulders. 1, tree pose, beautiful. 2, and 3. If the arms are lifted, start to lower them. Grab hold of that chair. Wherever you are, step the foot back onto the mat. Nice work, everybody. We're going to do the other side. So turn, bring your chair over to the other side, or if you're at home, you can just turn. I want to continue facing you, okay? So find that stance so that you get full extension of the arm, coming onto whatever you did on one side, do on the other, okay? So I did option 1 on the right side, so I'm going to do option 1 here. Remember, squeeze that right glute, so pick up the hip, press down through the left toes and the right heel, lifting up out of the chest, send the tailbone down, draw the low belly in. Staying here, or again, option 2, option 3, and then play with the balance. So maybe releasing the hand and then lowering it, releasing, lowering it, or maybe coming, bringing the arm all the way up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Continue to move that left thigh away from you. Inhale, exhale, hips are facing forward. One more, inhale and exhale. Slowly, gracefully start to lower. If the arms are lifted, turn the knee forward and plant the foot back down. Shake up the legs. Nice work, everybody. Okay, we're going to bring the chair back onto the mat, facing the long edge of the mat. We're going to start to slow down our practice. So from here, once again, just lean forward, press the palms into your thighs. The feet are wide apart, but the heels stay on the mat. And then drop the left shoulder toward the center. Keep breathing. Inhale, lift up. Exhale here. Inhale, drop the right shoulder toward the center. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale, release in the low back. Inhale, lift up. And then slowly walk the hands up the thighs, coming up to seated, heel toe, the feet in. And now I do invite you to lean back in your chair. So if you want to make yourself comfortable, if you have a cushion, you can place it behind the chair, okay? Keep the feet on the mat. If you like, you can also opt to lie down on your mat, okay? Lots of different options, okay? But if you want to stay in your chair, feel free to lean back. And now, again, I invite you to close your eyes or keep a soft gaze. Allow your palms or the backs of your hands to rest on your lap. Don't worry about posture now, what your shoulders are doing. If they slightly round forward, let it be. We're starting to let go of our practice. Now's the opportunity to focus inward once again and absorb the effects of your practice. Continuing to observe where you are in your, like what is happening in your body. So just allow your belly to be soft. Just release. In fact, for a moment, take your hands to your belly. Check in and see if you can find a little more release and softness. Keeping your hands there if that feels soothing and nurturing, or bringing your hands back onto your lap. Other options here, you can clasp opposite elbows with your arms, or maybe take your hands to your face if that feels nurturing and comforting. The key here is being kind to yourself, finding a seated or lying posture that is soothing and that allows you to find a little more release and ease. Okay. Just allowing your breath to be natural. Don't overthink it. Just let it be shallow. Letting your legs be heavy, allowing them to splay if they're splaying. If you're lying on your back, you have the option to extend the legs out to straight and just let the pinky toe drip down toward the mat. Noticing the surface that you lean upon, the security of that foundation, and just allowing your breath to be calm, soothing, nurturing. Slowly now start to deepen your breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel free to sigh, make noise, feeling that release. Again, inhale, exhale, let it go. Move your toes, just wiggle them. Maybe open and close your hands, moving your fingers. If you're holding on to your face, your arms, just releasing now. The eyes are closed, lifting the gaze. Inhale, leaning forward slightly, reach the arms up. Exhale, dropping the head, releasing the eyes. Coming to seated posture once again, or if you're on your back, rolling over to one side on your own time, slowly coming up to a comfortable seated position. Okay, just taking an extra moment here to check in and notice what it is that you're feeling throughout your body, how it might be different from the start of your practice. Again, there's no way that it needs to be or should be. The fact that you showed up and you devoted the last 45 minutes towards your own self-care is a gift in and of itself. Let's close our practice by bringing our thumbs to center. Taking one final moment here. I want to take a final moment to thank you all for joining me. Namaste. So,
Thank you, Maria. That was so great. I'm feeling very rejuvenated now for the day. That's wonderful. I'm just going to take a moment and share my screen here.
Oh, sure. Thanks, Lisa. So for those who may be interested, you may be already doing a lot of virtual yoga just because of the pandemic. Just so you're aware, if you're interested, I do offer virtual yoga classes. I'm going to have a new schedule posted shortly, but if you are interested, feel free to contact me. There's my email address. You can check out my website. It's there as well. I offer 2 classes right now. One is a chair yoga class, and again, that's for anyone, right? And all levels, as well as another all levels class where we work on the mat, so it's without the chair. So thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much. So I will leave this screen up for a minute. So if you want to jot down Maria's email address or her website there, then you can do that. If anybody has any questions for Maria, please feel free to type them into the Q&A function there, typically found at the bottom of your screen. While people think of questions, if they have any, I have a question for you, Maria.
Sure.
Is there any specific advice you might give on how often one should practice yoga? And then my second part of that question is there any advice on time of day that's best to do yoga, or can you just kind of do it whenever?
Yeah, great questions, Lisa. You know, these are questions that come up a lot. And the reason why I just pause there for a moment is because, quite frankly, I think we hear so much about what we can do, what we should be doing, how often. And I mean, there is science to support that, as we know, right, in cardiac rehab. Fact of the matter is, now we're adding yoga into it, right, on top of resistance training and aerobic training. It's a lot, and it can be overwhelming. Frankly, I think whenever you're able to, go for it. So ideally, sure, starting off, if you're new to yoga, if you're starting off with once a week and then moving up to 2, maybe even 3 times a week, that would be, of course, ideal. I think what people need to remember as well is that yoga doesn't have to be 60 minutes. It doesn't have to be a 45-minute class. It can be 15 minutes. It could be 20 minutes. It could be whatever you want. And I think the whole idea with yoga too is that, you know, like we did today, we have a practice on our mat or on the chair, whatever it is that we're doing. But the idea is to take what we learn on the mat, what we notice just in terms of body awareness or breathing, that is something that we want to take off the mat as well, right? So you're living your yoga. So it's really with you all the time. You can do it anywhere, any time of day. So maybe I'm digressing a little bit from your original question, but I do think that, you know, if you can get it in once or twice a week, that would be ideal on top of everything else that we have to do. But to make it accessible and realistic, just keep in mind, folks, that it doesn't have to be a 60-minute class or a 45-minute class. You know, it can be a short period of time. And then
Great.
the second question that you had, time of day, right?
Yeah.
Yes, when to do it. Whenever you've got the time. But I do think, depending on what kind of yoga practice you're engaging in, you know, if it's a more, believe it or not, there are some yoga classes like an Ashtanga practice, which is a lot more vigorous. You probably want to do that maybe in the morning or during the day, right? Just because it is more vigorous. Something that maybe like we did today, and again, it's so individual, right? In terms of what is considered difficult or restorative, that's a very individual thing. But I always think a yoga practice that incorporates some kind of meditative aspect to it, that can potentially be very beneficial for folks, maybe just before bed. Like I'm even thinking less active than what we did here today, right? But even if it's just focusing on the breath before bed, that can help and has been shown to help many people get to sleep and have more restful sleep, better quality sleep. But again, I don't think there are any hard and fast rules as to the time of day when one should include a class. It depends on the type of class, what you want out of it, how it leaves you feeling. So whenever you can get it in, go for it.
That's great. Thank you. I don't see any questions. So what I think we'll do is probably end today's session. First, I would like to thank you very much for leading a yoga class, and hopefully we can get you back sometime in the near future. And we really appreciate you joining, and thank you to everybody else who joined in today. And as I said, today's session was recorded and it will be posted online on our cardiaccollege.ca website. So you can navigate to the Women with Heart online sessions to find today's session. So one quick announcement before we close, which is our next session will be on Tuesday, September 29th at 10 a.m. And it'll be a session all about menopause. Dr. Paula Harvey, who's Physician-in-Chief of Women's College Hospital, will join us to talk about menopause on that day. So please feel free to join us, share this information with anybody who you think might be interested in this topic. And as per usual, people can navigate through our Cardiac College website to the Women with Heart online sessions. So thank you very much for joining today, and have a wonderful few weeks, and we'll see you on September 29th. Thank you again, Maria. Have a good day, everyone.
Thanks, Lisa. Bye-bye.
Welcome. Bye-bye.